Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving straight into how artificial intelligence is, well, really changing the game in sales.
Yeah, it's a huge topic.
Definitely. We've sifted through a stack of information for you, but our core guide is going to be The AI Edge, Crush the Competition by Blount and Anthony Iannarino.
Great book. Really practical.
It really gets down to the nuts and bolts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Using AI to save you time and ultimately sell more. We're also drawing on some key articles and research they reference.
Exactly. And our goal for you in this deep dive is to look past all the buzz around AI in sales and identify the practical, no-nonsense ways you can actually use it.
Right.
We want to highlight the real opportunities and also point out where things could go wrong.
Right, without needing a PhD in computer science.
Precisely. We're aiming for clarity, giving you memorable insights you can actually put to work.
Okay, so let's start maybe with that moment Blount realized just how big a deal AI was becoming.
Yeah, he talks about early 2023, right?
That's it. He asked an early version of ChatGPT to write a story, and it just spat out something impressive in seconds.
And he had that feeling, like everything in our world had changed.
And what struck me is that his wife didn't even believe a machine could do it when he showed her.
Huh. Yeah, that really shows how transformative this feels. It's not just another software update.
No kidding.
And what's fascinating when you think about that moment is the historical context Blount puts it in.
Right, he lines it up with other massive shifts.
Yeah, think about the wheel, agriculture, realizing the earth is round, harnessing wind power.
Trains, planes, cars.
Space travel, personal computers, Bill Gates, right. The internet, Google, the iPhone, social media.
Huge list.
And he argues AI is the latest in this series of fundamental changes. So just like the internet revolutionized communication, AI is poised to reshape the process of sales, how we gather info, how we interact.
It does make you think about the scale. And it's interesting, the book even looks way back at the earliest ideas that sort of led to AI.
Yeah, the ancient roots. Thinkers from Greece, China, Parat, exploring structured reasoning.
And that myth of Talos, the bronze robot guy.
Exactly. An early example of artificial beings in our imagination. It shows this fascination isn't exactly new.
Not at all.
And if you connect that, the desire to create intelligent things, understand intelligence, it's been around for ages. Those early logic explorations were really the first baby steps towards the math that powers modern AI.
Then the book jumps forward to some key milestones in actual AI development, like 17th century philosophers.
Right, Hobbes, Descartes, Leibniz,
Yeah.
laying groundwork for mathematical logic.
And then Alan Turing, of course, the Turing test in 1950.
Such a crucial benchmark. Can a machine seem intelligent?
Yeah, it shifted the focus, didn't it? Not just is it intelligent, but can it act intelligently enough that we can't tell?
That's a huge change in perspective.
And the whole neural network story is key, too, starting way back in 43 with Pitts and McCulloch.
And then Marvin Minsky building the first actual neural net machine in 51.
Which all led up to that Dartmouth workshop in 1956.
The official birthday of AI as a field, pretty much, and where John McCarthy actually coined the term artificial intelligence.
Right. But then, after that initial buzz...
Yeah, there was this huge optimism, right? Like thinking machines were just around the corner.
But it didn't quite happen like that.
No, the book highlights the AI winter, late 50s to mid-90s, basically. The hype faded because, well, turning theory into reality was way harder than they thought.
There was some progress, though, like expert systems.
Some, yeah, but it felt like the really big breakthroughs stalled out for a long time.
Until the awakening.
Exactly. And the big catalyst was IBM's Deep Blue beating Garry Kasparov at chess.
1997, I remember that. It felt like a real turning point.
It was, because Deep Blue wasn't just calculating fast, it was like processing insane numbers of possibilities and coming up with new strategies.
Strategies humans hadn't thought of.
Yeah. That plus the huge jump in computing power, thanks to Moore's law, that really kickstarted AI innovation again. The winter was finally over.
So it wasn't just speed, it was that strategic thinking bit.
Absolutely. Showing AI could move beyond just following rules to actually generating novel solutions in a complex game.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. This cultural fascination we have with mixing humans and machines.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
The book mentions things like the $6 Million Man.
A classic, Bionic.
Totally. But also older stuff like Edgar Allan Poe's character, the Tin Man from Oz.
Your Vader, obviously.
And even Leonardo da Vinci designing a mechanical knight way back when.
It really speaks to that deep desire to, overcome our limitations using technology. It's been in our heads for centuries.
For sure. And the book points out we're getting closer to some of that sci-fi stuff now.
With brain-computer interfaces, yeah. They mention Elon Musk's Neuralink.
Right, aiming to help people with paralysis.
And Brian Johnson's kernel focused on tracking brain activity, maybe eventually merging with AI. It's getting weirdly close.
It is. And Anthony, one of the authors, has had brain surgeries himself, which they mentioned creates this potential connection point.
It's quite a thought, isn't it?
Definitely. And it really hammers home why the book stresses evolving with AI.
That evolve or die mentality.
Yeah. Being curious, having the courage to learn this stuff, investing in new skills.
Adaptability is just crucial. Looking back at those other tech shifts, the ones who didn't adapt, they often got left behind.
So it's not just about the tools, it's the mindset.
Exactly. Continuous learning, being open to change.
And alongside adopting the tech, the book argues we need to really hone our uniquely human skills.
Oh, absolutely. That's becoming even more critical.
Like observing subtle behaviors, managing emotions our own, and others influencing people.
Whether it's face-to-face, synchronous or asynchronous through email or messages.
Right. In an AI world, those human abilities become maybe even more important differentiators.
Totally. As AI handles the routine stuff, the data crunching, connecting on a human level, understanding unspoken needs, navigating tricky social situations, that's where the real value add will be for salespeople.
Which leads nicely into the 4 elements of sales intelligence for the AI age the book lays out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's break those down.
So first is technology acumen, TQ. Basically, understanding and using tech effectively.
Makes sense. You got to know the tool.
Then innate intelligence, IQ, your natural smarts. They mentioned Anthony having a high IQ.
Right. Some baseline cognitive ability.
The acquired knowledge, AQ. This is stuff you learn, information, skills. And the book really emphasizes you can grow this.
Yeah, through learning, experience, training. They even joke about Jeb keeping up with Anthony on this.
Heh. And they warned against that nothing new here crowd, right?
Oh, yeah. That's dangerous thinking now. Continuous learning is vital.
And the 4th element.
Emotional intelligence, EQ. Perceiving, interpreting, managing your emotions, and influencing others.
And EQ is becoming even more critical now.
Definitely. As AI does more analysis, buyers crave that authentic human connection and understanding more than ever.
So while IQ might be somewhat fixed, TQ, AQ, and EQ are things we can actively work on.
Exactly. Huge potential for growth there.
Okay, so this mix of intelligences leads to the 3 types of salespeople in the future, the book predicts.
Right. It's a useful framework.
First, the low TQ sellers. Unwilling or unable to adopt tech. The book suggests the likely struggle or be managed by AI.
Yeah, kind of a stark warning there. Left behind.
Then the asynchronous sellers, relying only on automated, non-real-time stuff like mass emails.
Which they argue is becoming less effective on its own. People are tuning it out.
And finally, the high TQ sellers.
Yeah.
The goal, right? Skillfully blending tech with those crucial human skills.
That's the sweet spot. They'll have a significant competitive edge.
So the message is pretty clear. Embrace the tech, integrate it with your humanity, and you'll thrive. Resist or rely only on automation. Not so much.
Precisely. A very clear picture of the path forward.
Okay, now the book shifts into what it calls robot rules. And there's a really pointed quote from Matt Novak.
Ah, yes, about the real danger.
It's not machines getting their own will,
Yeah.
but humans blindly believing anything they say.
That's a chilling thought, isn't it? It really hits home the need for critical thinking.
Absolutely. We can't just take AI output as fact without checking it ourselves.
Applying our own judgment, our understanding of the world.
And this leads right into a section called Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire, which digs into AI's nature.
This is crucial. Understanding what AI actually is.
The book makes a key distinction. AI has programmed goals, but no soul, no feelings, no consciousness, no inherent intent.
It's an algorithmic machine. It follows instructions based on pattern.
And they point out it doesn't inherently care about accuracy. It can plagiarize, make stuff up, hallucinations, they call them.
Right. And there are questions about data usage, too. The companies themselves often warn about these limits.
Yeah, it's right there in the terms of service often.
So the AI is just relentlessly pursuing its programmed goals. Even if it means, breaking human rules sometimes, it might say it has your best interests at heart.
But it doesn't. Not really. It's just code executing.
Exactly. Understanding that it's a tool, not a conscious entity, is vital.
And this ties into authority bias.
Yeah.
Our tendency to just trust authoritative sources.
Like doctors or experts or advanced technology.
Right. The danger is giving AI that automatic trust just because it seems smart, even if the output is wrong or biased.
So we have to apply our own human reasoning, our intuition, evaluate what it gives us.
Don't just blindly accept the machine's authority.
Which is why, they argue, high TQ people will win out. They'll leverage the machines through reason, not be controlled by them.
They really drive home that message. You're interacting with a machine, not a person, not something sentient.
That critical evaluation piece is just so important. AI processes info incredibly fast, but we are the filter. We add context, nuance, common sense.
So how do we actually use this powerful but potentially flawed tool effectively?
Good question. The book moves into the capabilities of generative AI.
And it's broad, right? Text, audio, images, even animation.
Hugely versatile. They give practical examples like repurposing documents quickly, analyzing contracts.
Things that save significant time in a sales role.
Absolutely. Freeing people up for more strategic, customer-facing work.
And to help us understand what's going on inside the black box, they have this simplified explanation. The wonderful wizard of AI.
Huh. I like that. Makes it less intimidating.
Basically, it's built on large language models, LLMs. They predict what you want based on statistical probability from your prompts.
Trained on absolutely massive amounts of text data. That's where the magic comes from, the scale of the training.
So every output is just the neural net predicting the most likely next word or element based on your prompt and the patterns it learned.
Pretty much. Heavily relying on the structured rules of language, grammar, syntax.
But despite the hype, they warn there's rarely a true easy button.
Nope. Mastery takes work, effort, and understanding those robot rules.
Demystifying it is key then. Knowing it's pattern matching, not real understanding, helps set expectations.
And reinforces that need for human skill and effort to use it well. There's no shortcut.
Which brings us to the new robot rules for sales professionals.
Moving beyond the sci-fi stuff to today's reality.
Merging AI with the human touch.
Yeah.
Automating repetitive tasks, amplifying our strengths, gaining an edge, creating more time to sell.
And the very first rule they hammer home.
Never trust, always verify.
Fundamental. Absolutely fundamental.
AI makes mistakes, gives bad info. The whole point of using it is to free up time for high-value human stuff.
So if you're spending more time fiddling with the AI than talking to clients,
You're doing it wrong. That's the key takeaway.
that rule really underscores the need for constant human oversight and critical evaluation. AI supports us, it doesn't replace our judgment.
And it brings it back to the core of sales. Relationships, understanding needs.
Exactly. Client interaction has to remain the priority.
But even before we jump into AI tools, the book stresses this need for a solid foundation.
Yes. The foundation for AI success, they call it, and it's me management.
Right. AI alone won't magically create more time if our underlying habits are chaotic.
You need that base of personal time management skills first. They list several key things.
Adopting a CEO mindset about your time.
Ruthless prioritization.
Planning, calendar management, territory mapping.
Attention control. Time blocking. Essential stuff.
Without that discipline, they argue, no AI tool is going to fix things.
It's such a crucial point. Technology amplifies what's already there. If you're disorganized, AI just makes you efficiently disorganized.
Good way to put it. So mastering self-management comes first.
Absolutely. Essential first step.
Okay, let's dig into these fundamentals of me management a bit. That CEO mindset idea.
It's about taking ownership, right? Treating your time like the incredibly scarce, valuable resource it is.
Maximizing ROI on your time. And being adaptable, embracing new tools like AI.
Then ruthless prioritization, fighting that urge to do the easy, unimportant stuff.
The law of triviality, getting bogged down in minor tasks.
Or the tyranny of the urgent, constantly reacting to low value but immediate demands.
Instead, the goal is to protect those golden hours. Prime selling time.
By consciously saying no to distractions and maybe using AI to handle some of those less impactful, time-consuming activities.
Makes sense. Focus energy where it counts.
The CEO mindset is ownership. Prioritization is conscious focus. Golden hours is dedicating peak time to driving results.
Okay, moving on. Attention control and time blocking.
Yeah, the book says just trying to be disciplined is hard to sustain.
So structure your day to work with your brain, not against it.
Which is where time blocking comes in, dividing the day into specific chunks for specific tasks.
Proactively scheduling the important stuff. like prospecting or having actual conversations.
They suggest aiming for maybe 3 90-minute blocks of focused, impactful work daily, often starting with prospecting.
And they also mention high-intensity activity sprints.
Right, leveraging the brain's ability to focus really intensely for short bursts.
Like breaking tasks into 15-minute sprints instead of slogging through for an hour, related to Parkinson's law.
Exactly. Can be much more efficient. Time blocking gives structure, sprints leverage focus. It's about being intentional with attention and time.
Next up, sales day planning, CRM, and calendar management. The key word here seems to be intentionality.
Definitely. Top performers plan their week ahead. They don't just drift into Monday checking emails.
They front-load the impactful work,
Mm.
and the book stresses AI can't replace that human intention.
Right. AI can gather info, sure, but you still need to set the direction to build your roadmap. Weekly, daily planning is key.
They also touch on territory mapping. AI tools can speed this up now.
Significantly, yeah. Both
Yeah.
inside and outside the CRM. Segmenting maps, planning efficient routes, saves a lot of time.
And that hub-and-spoke in-person prospecting system.
A practical tactic, planning maybe 5 in-person drop-ins around a scheduled appointment.
And AI can help prep for those, like scanning websites for opening questions.
Currently, yeah. That's an early, practical application. Speeding up that initial pre-call research for quick visits.
So proactive planning, using your CRM calendar purposefully, and leveraging AI for efficiency in mapping and prep.
It's all about combining human strategy with technological assistance.
Okay, so the book outlines the first 7 steps on your AI edge journey. Step 1 is about gaining awareness.
Back to that core idea. The main goal of AI in sales is freeing up time for human-to-human stuff.
Problem solving, creativity, conversations. Those who use AI to protect prime selling time get the advantage.
But they warn again, don't spend more time with AI than with clients. That harms results.
Use AI to maximize time for uniquely human activities. That's the mission.
Acknowledging that tension between goals and time, they quote Lao Tzu, journey of 1,000 miles, single step.
Makes AI adoption feel less overwhelming. And that first step,
A time investment audit.
awareness, is critical first. Before implementing anything new, know where your time actually goes now.
Identify where AI can have the biggest impact in freeing up those valuable selling hours.
So, step 1, conduct a time investment audit. Get a clear picture of actual time usage.
Differentiating revenue-driving activities from time-draining ones.
Because all those quick admin tasks add up, right?
Yeah.
Especially with constant interruptions.
Definitely. An audit finds those leaks, helps protect prime selling hours. Looking closely at your golden hours is invaluable.
Creates the awareness needed for change. They guide you through defining prime selling time.
When prospects are receptive, when you're most focused, varies for everyone.
And categorizing activities. Impactful drives revenue. Important supports revenue. Trivial distracts.
There's even an activity log exercise to track time meticulously.
Then analyze it. What percentage of prime time is in each category? How do you compare to top performers?
And asking those tough questions. Is my time investment aligned with goals? What dominates golden hours? What can be delegated, automated, eliminated? What are recurring distractions? What's just wasted time?
This audit gives you that factual, data-driven baseline, so you know where AI can actually help most.
Exactly. Identify inefficiencies, pinpoint tasks for AI to take over, free up selling time. Benchmarking against top performers adds perspective.
The book then gives concrete examples of AI applications in sales and time management.
Making it more tangible, like research.
Prospect info, company details, industry trends, competitor analysis, stakeholder backgrounds.
Communication. Personalized messaging, meeting summaries, agendas, automated CRM updates.
Follow-up alerts, quick document edits.
And even me management itself. Task prioritization, optimizing the sales day. AI-powered time tracking. These examples show the breadth of how AI can assist daily. Streamlining research, making comms efficient, helping manage time better. Practical benefits start to emerge.
But with so many tools popping up, they stress prioritizing return on investment, ROI, with AI tools.
Yeah, the market's exploding. Some tools are integrated, some are separate purchases.
And AI isn't always free, so you need to think about the costs versus the time saved.
Especially for out-of-pocket expenses. Is the price worth the gain? Be critical about the ROI.
They even include a table of activities to prioritize for AI delegation, but leave the specific tools blank.
Smart. Focus on the activity first, then find the right tool. ROI is key for smart adoption.
Okay, now the focus shifts to actually using these tools effectively. practice and prompts.
Referencing Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule idea,
Yeah.
the core point being mastery requires dedicated practice.
Right. The exact number is debated, but practice is essential. And lots of people give up because it's hard work, not immediately fun.
Which leads into prompt engineering, basically how you talk to the AI.
Structuring your text so the AI understands and does what you want.
AI is trained on massive data, can generate tons of stuff, but only if you ask correctly.
A prompt is just natural language describing the task, but how you phrase it makes a huge difference.
Better prompts mean better output, and crucially, fewer attempts needed. Saves time. Prompt engineering is becoming a core skill.
The focus on practice makes sense. Like any skill, using AI well takes effort and experimentation.
And prompt engineering is how you communicate clearly with these powerful tools. Your skill there determines their value to you.
So the book encourages us to actually practice building a prompt.
Expect trial and error. Try different phrasings to get what you want.
It's a fluid skill, no definitive manual, and AI is always changing, so prompts might work differently over time.
Even the developers don't have foolproof recipes. They share that story about Anthony's complex prompt just stopping working.
And the AI had to help him rebuild it.
Yeah, which leads to their maybe slightly cheeky suggestion, ask the AI for help building prompts.
Like Jeb getting AI to automate adding hyperlinks.
Exactly. They quote Chauncey Depew. First step toward getting somewhere is to decide you are not going to stay where you are. Just jump in and practice.
That hands-on approach is key. Learn by doing, experiment, see what works for different tasks.
And asking AI for help refining prompts is actually a clever use of the tech itself in the learning process.
To help us get started, they provide a prompt library table with examples.
Really practical stuff, like using AI as an editor, refining text without total rewrites.
Creating a LinkedIn post from text with specific formatting.
Getting insights on industry trends, researching headwinds, tailwinds, data points.
Drafting an insight prospecting email for a leader. Specific industry, short, call to action.
Assess risks in a client's contract from a cautious lawyer's viewpoint.
Edit the contract clause to be less risky or more reciprocal.
And even checking for diplomatic tone, making sure you don't offend clients.
These offer a great starting point, showing the specificity needed for valuable results.
Definitely demonstrates how clear communication with AI leads to time-saving outputs for common sales tasks.
Okay, shifting slightly, there's a section called If It Quacks Like a Duck.
The anecdote about the AI-written PR article.
Yeah, a CEO friend gets one. It's clearly AI-generated, but well done. Highlights how easy it is now, and potentially undetectable.
The friend's disbelief, the PR firm confirming. It really shows where we are with AI content creation.
A good reminder of how sophisticated and common this is becoming. Raises questions about transparency, too.
Knowing the source of information is getting trickier.
Which leads to the absolutely crucial point. AI can never be you.
Despite the amazing capabilities, it lacks inherent human qualities.
So, to get ahead in an AI world, we need to double down on our unique skills. Empathy, critical thinking, connection.
Use AI to move faster, smarter, sure, but be thoughtful about replacing human abilities without considering the consequences.
And they give that list of words humans rarely use that can flag AI writing.
Right, like akin, delve, facilitate. Subsequently, over 30 examples, recognizing them can be a clue.
It's a powerful reminder. AI is a tool, not a substitute for human connection, creativity, emotional intelligence.
And being aware of AI's stylistic quirks helps keep our own communication authentic and human.
The book then positions AI as your writing partner, but stresses intentional use.
Right. Just blindly copying and pasting AI output. That can backfire.
Makes you look incompetent, lazy, damages relationships.
But used thoughtfully, combined with human skills, it saves time and improves written communication.
They list ways it helps. Tightening documents, honing vocabulary, generating drafts.
Writing in your voice or another language.
But the key prerequisite, a solid grasp of writing fundamentals. Sentence structure, grammar, editing.
You need that foundation to effectively guide the AI.
The message is, AI augments your writing skills. It doesn't replace the need for them. Good fundamentals let you leverage AI much more powerfully, which leads right into write and edit better. Building that foundation before relying on AI.
Addressing that common issue. Salespeople, often great talkers, maybe less confident writers.
But good business writing is critical today, right? Selling ideas remotely, career growth, personal brand, negotiation.
So get better at the craft of business writing without AI first. Just like mastering time management first.
Put in the effort. Study structure, vocabulary, grammar basics, challenge that I can't write mindset.
Writing is a skill. It improves with practice, study, feedback, working with editors. The more you write, the better you get.
It echoes that 10,000-hour practice idea again. Foundational skills first.
Exactly. AI is most effective built on solid fundamentals. Like a skilled carpenter uses power tools better.
Then they talk about the power of editing, drawing on their own massive writing experience.
Editing is where the magic happens, where the book takes shape, like Michelangelo's sculpting removing the excess.
Human writing can be messy, AI writing may be boring. Editing makes both better. Clarity, engagement, cutting fluff.
So become a disciplined editor yourself before leaning heavily on AI for writing help.
And they introduce AI as your superhuman editor.
Because AI excels here. It knows all the grammar rules, huge vocabulary, spots errors incredibly fast.
Catches those common mistakes, homonyms, pole versus pole, overly complex words, a preponderance of versus most.
Editing is crucial for refining the message, human or AI generated. AI's speed and accuracy make it an invaluable editing partner. Frees us up to focus on clarity, tone, impact.
The book also covers enhancing vocabulary with AI. Varied vocabulary helps engagement, memorability, nuance.
Poor vocabulary can create bad impressions. Well-chosen words improve clarity, tone, credibility, emotional impact, avoid misunderstanding.
They give 6 specific prompts for AI vocabulary help. Professional tone enhancement, simplifying for clarity, subject-specific words, diversifying choices, influencing emotion.
Which leads into mastering editing prompts. Beyond basic spell check, AI helps with grammar, punctuation, style, tone, if you give clear instructions.
They give prompt examples: spell grammar check, punctuation, tone refinement, consistency, improving flow, streamlining.
And crucially, telling the robot what not to do. Negative constraints to prevent unwanted rewrites.
Like that example don't prompt, followed by a do prompt for ChatGPT, controlling active voice, person, sentence length, audience, conciseness, even asking for a table of edits.
And staying within one chat helps maintain context and instructions.
These practical tips are really concrete strategies. Using negative constraints, maintaining chat context, valuable insights for getting the best from AI editing.
Definitely helps salespeople significantly improve written communication.
And finally, in this writing section, speed up the editing process by teaching AI to sound more human and more like you.
This is innovative, creating a personal style guide for the AI.
A 5-step process. Provide representative writing sample, give context, audience, purpose, prompt AI to analyze and create a bulleted style guide.
Then review and refine that guide and incorporate it into future prompts.
Though they caution it might not be perfect initially, needs consistent interaction and feedback.
It bridges that gap between AI efficiency and your authentic voice. Leverage AI speed accuracy while keeping your style.
And an important author's note on copyright.
Crucial point. Currently, only humans can copyright original work. AI output doesn't belong to the user.
So they wrote the book themselves to ensure copyright, guidance on when copyright matters, strategic content versus when it's less critical.
Essential info for anyone creating content with generative AI today.
Okay, let's move into the absolute lifeblood of sales, prospecting.
Starts with that quote from Will Fortini at ZoomInfo. More information AI has about prospects, more likely the output will be on target. Sets the stage nicely.
But then a warning, the asynchronous seller, that cautionary tale.
Yeah, the high performer whose productivity tanked after relying only on sending hundreds of AI emails daily?
And his defense was, it works, despite no real engagement.
Right, which leads to the book's blunt point. If email alone was enough, we wouldn't need salespeople.
Ouch, but true. That example really shows the limits of just automating impersonal outreach.
Asynchronous has its place, sure, but it can't replace genuine human interaction for building trust and new relationships.
The book then really goes after false promises, lies, and bullshit.
Warning that AI platforms will keep pushing that easy prospecting button, playing on the desire for a painless fix.
They call it snake oil. Deceptive, ineffective.
Urging us to get right with reality. AI as a tool makes prospecting more effective, efficient, but it's not a replacement for human conversation.
Not an easy button, not magic, not a substitute for the human touch, and firmly, there is no easy button for prospecting.
Using that great metaphor, the pipe is life. Emphasizing the absolute need for a healthy, consistent pipeline.
Highlighting that inconsistent prospecting cycle. Work hard when empty, get complacent when closing. Leads to stress.
And makes people vulnerable to that easy button hype when feeling the pressure.
But the core truth remains. Nothing is more vital than prospecting. More conversations, bigger pipeline, more sales, higher earnings.
Encouraging us to become relentless, unstoppable, fanatical prospectors, obsessed with keeping the pipe full. Make it like breathing.
Prospect day and night, always hunting. And a final firm statement. Don't believe the AI easy button hype for this crucial activity.
It's a powerful, essential message. Consistent effort, genuine human connections still rule in prospecting. AI enhances, it doesn't replace. Pipe is life is a great visual.
The book then discusses balancing synchronous versus asynchronous prospecting.
Success today needs proficiency in both. Real-time, synchronous, and non-real-time, asynchronous. And they need to work together, interconnected.
No single best way. But synchronous prospecting phone, in person, is usually the most direct path to new pipeline.
Requires targeted lists, effective messaging, mix of channels, objection handling scripts, a good multi-touch sequence design.
And underscores the power of human connection. The more complex the sale,
The greater the need for intelligent, creative, insightful, influential salespeople having real conversations.
that fundamental formula again, more people you talk with, the more you will sell.
And they discuss asynchronous channels, email, voicemail, important for speed, communicating when real-time isn't possible.
But the limitations too. Growing problem of AI spam, filtering tools, likely diminishing pure asynchronous effectiveness due to lack of trust.
Which is leading to a resurgence in real-time phone and in-person prospecting.
This balanced view acknowledges both approaches, but stresses the rising importance of real-time human interaction for trust and complex deals. They have to be interconnected.
Not either. A cohesive, multifaceted strategy.
Finally, in this section, AI is positioned as a prospecting partner,
Enhancing human intelligence to keep the pipe full. Lots of ways it can help.
targeting prospects, research summaries, suggesting conversation questions, intent and data insight,
Automating repetitive tasks, scheduling reminders, mapping for in-person visits.
data mining, building targeted lists, improving research efficiency, crafting better messages.
Developing content for slow prospecting, managing sequences.
The core message. At minimum, AI frees up more time for prospecting. Fully integrated, it's a decisive edge. Right prospect, right time, right message.
Then they dig into prospecting sequences, systematizing persistence to grab attention.
In an era of short attention spans, sequences are intentional series of touches across multiple channels to boost engagement, allow message iteration.
They outline 7 elements of effective prospecting sequences: targeting, messaging, channels, cadence, touches, duration, spacing.
Building and running effective sequences is key, though complex. Always start and end with targeted lists. Messaging is most crucial and challenging. No set-it-and-forget-it AI.
And multi-threaded communication, engaging multiple stakeholders via various interconnected channels, again, emphasize synchronous for real conversations.
On cadence and touches, the main goal is starting a conversation. Common mistake. Starting async to warm up.
They argue. Prioritize synchronous attempts early. Maximize chance of talking quickly. Front-loading calls visits gets more engagement, faster results, maybe avoids long, complex sequences. Dial, knock, talk.
And a glimpse of the future of list building. AI analyzing data streams to generate hyper-qualified lists of prospects in their buying window.
That would be revolutionary, focusing effort only on likely buyer.
They conclude firmly. Everything in sales begins with a qualified opportunity. Don't waste time on unqualified prospects.
This overview shows AI augmenting human prospecting powerfully, targeting, messaging, efficiency, but always supporting human connection, not replacing it. Sequences provide structure, future lists look exciting, but qualification remains paramount. AI is useless on the wrong prospect.
Okay, moving into those critical next stages. Qualifying, pre-call planning, and discovery.
Starting again with that mantra, everything in sales begins with a qualified opportunity.
Even the best salesperson with the best AI fails with unqualified prospects. Qualifying needs systematic focus, turning unknowns into knowns, often skipped because it's tedious.
The first step, developing an ideal customer profile, ICP, detailed description, company size, industry, budget, needs, etc.
And while AI speeds up research for qualifying data, the book stresses leveraging human intelligence and intuition.
Right. Discerning those intangible factors, lack of real engagement, motivation to change, AI can't easily see that.
Becoming a lethal qualifying machine means engaging everyone with a stake, not just the main decision maker.
And throughout, they keep bringing back the human element. Sales is about people, connections, relationships.
This section really grounds us. Qualification is non-negotiable. focus time and resources correctly.
The synergy of AI data plus human intuition is key. AI gives facts, we read between the lines, assess real interest, understand motivations. Engaging all stakeholders is vital for complex sales. And rapport, understanding individuals, still paramount.
The book makes it clear that in prospecting, message matters, and personalization is key.
Absolutely essential to cut through the noise.
Before even writing, you need to show me you know me. Research the prospect, their company.
LinkedIn, website, industry trends, jargon, values, problems you can solve. Demonstrate you've done homework. Otherwise, why would they trust you can help?
Then, craft the message, blending AI research insights with human empathy and intuition. Make it relevant. Speak to their unique situation.
Focus on specific problems. Bridge to how you help. Release the bots. Use AI for outreach, but always with targeted, personalized messages.
They include Exercise 28.1, Research for Personalized Messaging. Pick a prospect, use AI to find 5 relevant info nuggets.
And that example message to Candace at Windsor Core, based on a suspected frustration, new hire ramp up, shows personalization based on insight.
Initial messages don't need perfection, just good enough to get a meeting or more info. And Exercise 28.3, Craft Targeted Prospecting Messages, pushes you to tailor messages for different segments, even mentioning a suspected emotion.
Effective messaging is the heart of outreach. Personalization, rooted in research and empathy, is non-negotiable today. AI accelerates research by crafting empathetic, relevant messages that connect. That's still critically human.
The book then introduces slow prospecting, a contrast to the direct, fast approach.
Yeah, this is the long game. Personal branding, creating familiarity over time, shaping opinions, awareness, nurturing high-value targets until they are ready.
Setting conditions for opportunities to come to you. That anecdote about the client from years of LinkedIn content following.
Powerful example. But social selling is hard work, and consistency is key. Running fast and slow prospecting together is profitable.
But slow prospecting takes time, effort, little instant gratification, relies on faith and long-term consistency.
Most fail because they don't stick with it. Social media demands consistent, focused, disciplined daily activity to break through the noise and get noticed by algorithms.
Then, the law of familiarity. Repeated exposure builds comfort, recognition, like knowing a favorite actor.
Social media offers a cheap, fast way to build familiarity. Point, shoot, write, click, post. AI makes it easier. Consistent engagement, posting value, liking, sharing, commenting on prospects' posts makes them see you often, get comfortable, easier to set meetings later.
Referencing Anthony's Eat Their Lunch strategy daily outreach to a few large prospects just to build that familiarity over time.
And the authority principle. Salespeople who educate, offer insight, solve problems are more valuable than pitch-only types.
On social, value comes via content. Educates, builds credibility, anchors familiarity, positions you as an expert. Right content, right time creates connections, converts online to real conversations. They discuss content creation, video, growing consumption, easy to make clips with AI tools like Opus.pro, infographics, AI image tools help, articles, LinkedIn allows full-length posts.
And content curation. If creating original content is tough, curate. Like digitally clipping and sharing relevant articles, amplifying reach, become a maven aggregating value for your audience.
Slow prospecting is strategic investment, building relationships, trust, authority over time. Consistent value sharing on social builds familiarity, leads to warmer intros. Combining fast and slow is powerful.
Creates a sustainable engine for new business.
Circling back one more time to qualification, the book reiterates everything in sales begins with a qualified opportunity.
Lists, reasons, deals, die. Emphasizes AI mastery is useless on an unqualified prospect. Effective qualifying is systematic, methodical, turning unknowns into knowns. Often skipped as tedious.
Revisiting the ICP importance, qualification points. Underscoring again, leveraging human intelligence and intuition alongside AI data for those non-data disqualifiers.
And reemphasizing becoming a lethal qualifying machine by engaging all stakeholders.
These reminders hammer it home. Rigorous qualification isn't optional. Focus on the right prospects with need, budget, authority.
AI data plus human judgment, true qualification. Engaging all stakeholders navigates complex B2B sales.
Finally, we reach discovery. After qualifying, the goal is deep understanding. Prospects world, challenges, goals.
Can take minutes or months, involve multiple stakeholders depending on complexity. Objective of strategic, artful questions is
Create awareness of need for change, challenge status quo, show genuine desire to help, neutralize alternatives. Effective discovery massively impacts closing.
And crucially, discovery is human. requires intention, strategy, open-ended questions, sincere interest, empathy, active listening. AI cannot do this for you.
Tempting to take shortcuts, self-serving questions, quick pitches, because discovery can be slow, challenging. But replacing human interaction leads to failure. Weak discovery, struggle to close.
Common critical error. Focusing on your next question rather than listening to the current answer kills rapport.
Showing genuine interest in stakeholder engagement makes them feel valued. Talk more. More talking plus active listening, stronger connection, permission for deeper questions.
Warning against the pump and pounce. Pumping for info with closed questions, then pitching immediately at the first hint of a problem. Impatient. Misses clues, damages relationships, loses sales.
Effective discovery, patient questions, encourage talk, gather all info before recommending. Might need multiple meetings. Good notes are vital.
Then pre-call planning for discovery. Essential prep. Know what you want to learn, understand stakeholder motivations. Often skip due to effort. AI can't provide discipline, but can make research faster.
Gathering insights on industries, companies, challenges. Even help develop initial discovery questions. 5 benefits of pre-discovery call research. Avoid stupid questions. Craft easy questions to encourage talk, learn their language, make stakeholder feel important, develop testable theories. Positions you as expert consultant.
Contrasting seller types. Needs something. Extract info to close, fast, superficial, pitch-focused versus knows something. Brings knowledge, research, expertise, insight. Asks thoughtful questions, raising awareness, gathers info for solutions, acts like consultant. Becoming knows something requires homework. Great discovery starts assessing existing knowledge, researching what you can learn without asking.
Mentioning the power of taking notes by hand improves memory, boosts creativity, reduces distractions, better focus on stakeholder.
Listing areas for pre-discovery research, company, stakeholders, industry, competitors, with example AI prompts. Stressing the art of asking questions 99% open-ended, includes tell me more, statement, and pause.
Discussing AI assistance in developing discovery questions, collaborative effort. Review, refine AI questions for natural flow, not interrogation, providing a favorite prompt structure.
Asking real situation questions to uncover truth, stakeholders might hide reality. Importance of multiple stakeholders, thorough discovery before demos, observing operations, analyzing data. No decision is always an option. Need deep understanding of current state to compel change.
Strategic root cause questions position you as expert consultant, exploring data, systems, processes, methodologies. Uncover changes needed for desired outcomes. Identifying and gaining consensus on measurable business outcomes, MBOCAS, metrics that matter key for winning business case. Asking vendor and value evaluation questions, understand what they value, how they choose. Crucial for aligning proposal. Providing example prompts.
Including exercise 34.1, develop discovery questions, prompt AI for 10 questions for upcoming meeting, focus on specific learning objective, refine for human tone. Concluding, after pre-discovery research, have solid foundation, potential clues about stakeholder concerns priorities.
Wow, that incredibly thorough look at qualifying and discovery really underscores their foundational role. Qualification ensures right opportunities. Discovery ensures deep understanding.
And the consistent emphasis on uniquely human skills, listening, empathy, strategic questioning, highlights what AI can't do. Pre-call planning, boosted by AI research efficiency, enables impactful conversations. The question types offer a great framework.
Well, that was a truly deep dive into this whole intersection of AI and sales, drawing heavily from the AI edge and its sources. Let's quickly recap the big takeaways for everyone listening.
Good idea. Let's boil it down.
Okay, first, AI is definitely transformative in sales, but you need a strategic, informed approach. It's not magic.
Right. And mastering the fundamentals, time management, communication, especially writing, is crucial before effectively using AI. Build the foundation first.
Absolutely. And always, always remember, never trust. Always verify AI output. Be aware of its limits.
Prompt engineering, learning how to ask AI questions effectively, that's becoming a vital skill. Key to unlocking its potential.
Prospecting, especially synchronous conversations, remains fundamentally human. AI enhances it, speeds it up, but doesn't replace talking to people.
And finally, thorough qualification and deep discovery built on real human interaction and empathy. Those are absolutely essential for long-term success. You can't automate genuine understanding.
Couldn't agree more.
And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener, to maybe chew on. As AI gets woven into, well, pretty much every part of our work, how will your uniquely human abilities empathy, critical thinking, building genuine connections become your most valuable, maybe even irreplaceable competitive advantage?
That's a great question to end on.
Yeah, think about how you can actively cultivate those skills in this new AI landscape. It's not just about learning the tech.
It's about becoming a more effective, more insightful, and ultimately more human salesperson in the age of intelligent machines.
Exactly. Food for thought.